everybody, and welcome to the first episode of the Down and Free podcast. My name is Finn.
My name's Ash.
My name's Ben.
And today we're going to be talking about social media, specifically whether censorship should be brought in.
Ooh, hot topic.
It is a hot topic.
Yeah, everything going on with Elon Musk,
Especially on... Yeah, exactly. But first, before we get into that, I feel like we should kind of explain the premise of this podcast. I mean, it's kind of in the name.
It's a bit of a play on words.
It is.
There's obviously three of us.
And there's 3 beers that we're going to be drinking throughout the duration of this.
That is the basic premise.
yes,
We may
That is it.
have more than one
Feast.
beer sometimes, maybe today.
Well, more than one. We will have more than one. But
More than one. We bought 30 in preparation.
Sorry, more than three. More than three.
I hope so.
I do not endorse
But
this.
yeah, we'll see how things get
See how
on.
we go.
We're all on the buds currently.
Yeah. Nothing
It's a nice
exciting.
glass, mate.
We should have gone for
Nice
something a bit
glass.
more.
It's very sophisticated, so yes, that's glass. That's why.
I just realised these mics will probably pick us up swallowing, which is going to be lovely.
You know, what, I don't see any other podcast that has that sort of.
I don't see any other podcast with their mics
Maybe I
between their
wanna hear
legs.
it.
Like
That
this is
I've never
innovative.
seen a podcast recording on a bed either. To
Stop.
be fair,
tapping on it. That's going to be picking up unwanted
never seen a
old-
podcast recording on a bed.
audible.
So what do you
Anyway,
guys
yeah.
start with then?
In terms of censorship,
Should
on
social media be censored? Not.
I'll let you start with that, Ash.
No.
No,
No, okay.
No.
Just one word
Controversial.
answer to start with.
no. Yes.
I'm gonna go yes as well. Why are you a no then?
Well, okay, we need to explain the parameters here. What do we mean by
Censored. Okay.
censored?
Well, consider it as your question, Ben. Why don't you,
Yeah. All right. So for me, like, not completely censored. So like, there can be nothing rude or no swear words, nothing like that to that level. Or
Well, a bit light censorship.
yeah. So like, yeah, you can't say whatever you want, racist or violent, those sorts of things, like quite bad stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't be able to say that on social media. Either you get banned, not necessarily like criminal action, but you get banned, or your post gets deleted. For example.
banned.
Yeah, kind of that.
What if you're threatening violence? Do you think that then there should be some sort of legal
Or inciting kind of.
repercussions? Yeah.
So I guess similar to not to make it political, but Trump and the storming of the White House, which he
yeah.
obviously had no affiliation with.
Yeah, no, I if you so you incite violence and then the violence happens, or you just say, you know,
No.
I
What
wanna
if
kill
what if you incite violence and it doesn't happen? Do you still think
Okay,
you should be
question is,
punished?
can you say that in person? Can you say I want to kill you?
Do you?
It depends on the context.
Not in front of like police. If you threaten somebody in front of like, because obviously on a recording it's publicly accessible.
Yeah.
So it's basically like doing it in front of law enforcement.
Yeah, but again, are you going to get criminally prosecuted for saying I want to kill you? There has to be some context around it. Obviously, if you're threatening someone, you've got a knife in your hand, then it's a bit more than, you know, you piss me off and I go, I want to kill you. That's not necessarily like as a sort of more of a jokingly thing with your friends. So that it depends. So just being violent isn't necessarily why it should be censored.
Right. So briefly, your parameters are that you should be able to say whatever you want to an extent, and what you can't say is things that are overly offensive, racist, any kind of derogatory manner to anybody.
Yeah.
But you think you're allowed to incite violence as long as the violent act isn't actually carried out?
Well, that is inciting. Inciting violence implies that the violence happens.
Okay. What if you?
Like, yeah, you're just saying, yeah, if like you're like on Xbox, for example, like how many times would you go, like when you're
I would
raging?
never say that, mate.
Well, yeah, of course you wouldn't. Yeah, you're obviously, yeah, you can. It's a hard one. That's why we're having a conversation about it. But like, I just think, you know, people think, oh, you should, obviously there's free speech, you should be able to say whatever you want, which I think we all agree with. You pretty much should be able to say what you want as long as, again, it's not racist or you're not actively threatening.
As long as it's not overly offensive to people.
I don't necessarily, offensive isn't the right, and obviously there's a hard time.
Well, I guess, okay, you look at the sense of morality then. Is it morally okay to be saying this? I guess is probably the grounds that you should be going with then.
The thing is, in person, look, you could say something racist if you want.
Why are you stuck on this? Why are you stuck on that? Wow. Well, I was gonna say, why are you stuck on this?
No, but like
Racist.
you could, I mean, you can obviously say the words,
Yeah.
but if you're there and you say that, then someone could punch you in the face, for example.
Yeah, you've got.
Whereas on
you've got
social media,
repercussions.
that's not going to happen. There is always you don't have complete freedom of speech when you are out in public, like actually in person.
Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. The law is you can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
But you don't actually have.
No, you do have
complete-
freedom of speech.
You don't.
You may suffer repercussions for your
Well,
actions,
no,
but you can speak
yeah,
freely.
but
Yeah,
the
so-
reason that you don't say stuff is because of the repercussions.
So
Well,
something,
not
something can
that's
happen as a
not
result.
necessarily the
of
only
that.
reason you don't
free
say anything,
speech.
but
I think it becomes not free speech when it's like government like
Yeah, no, I'm saying
law.
it is free speech. You have every
Oh,
right
yeah,
to do
punched.
that. But you, as a person, in your mind, before you say that, you're going to think, "Oh, yeah, maybe this guy might punch me in the face."
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
if you're
but you still have free.
if you're surrounded by a load of people that disagree with you, or your boss or something, you don't necessarily want to say something that's bad.
Yeah.
You filter yourself in person because you obviously can't, unless you got a mask on, you are still identifying with your self, aren't you?
Yeah.
So you filter yourself. You don't say anything and everything. No one does.
Yeah.
Whereas on social media, there is nothing to filter you. If we don't have censorship, you can say whatever you want, and no one can know who you are or why you're saying that, or there's nothing can happen to you.
Have you seen all the Kanye West tweets? Of late,
of course.
that like mental breakdown.
Yeah. Now, if Kanye West said some of that in front of a person, he'd probably get punched in the face.
Yeah.
Maybe not because it's Kanye West, but
Well, I guess the thing with that is that there has been repercussions of the fact that he has divorced his new wife.
Is that
I don't
true?
know.
I think that's
no, it is.
rumours.
It
I
is.
didn't even hear that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's facts, all fact, no fiction.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's crazy.
That-
anyway.
that's like a week after parading her about what was it, the BAFTAs?
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
completely naked.
Yeah, or Grammys even. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I think
strange
that
guy.
probably did have a part to play in the fact that they.
Well, I saw
I
like
don't believe a word that
theories
comes
that
out says.
she was apparently like some sort of like government informant, and the
Like a
fact that he
lizard.
had her naked
A
was
lizard person.
so that she could be like wearing a wire or anything.
I don't.
Which obviously, I mean, sounds bollocks to me, but people are out there theorising.
I don't know what goes through Kanye West's head.
I don't think he knows what goes through his head.
Yeah, but essentially, yeah, you like look at Twitter now. It's completely you're allowed to say whatever you want on Twitter.
Yeah.
Is it necessarily a better thing or a worse thing? Like, what's-
Let's take it back to it. So you think no to censorship?
No.
So you think Twitter was better now
explain
than
it.
it was before?
The thing is, I don't really think there's much
necessarily.
difference.
I mean, I didn't.
I
really
can't.
use-
I don't use Twitter, so but
I don't use it.
I literally use it for just like football transfer news. I'm not.
but I think there was still like
I'm not
a
big-
level
I see
of
that as big events.
like not even just hate on Twitter. Like there's been I don't think Twitter's changed that much
Yeah.
since Elon Musk took over.
So you're saying there was
I feel the actual content of
use
it.
it though. do you?
No, I don't. But I also don't.
censorship before though.
There
On Twitter,
was.
there?
There was.
What you weren't? You just get banned for saying.
You get banned for saying certain things, political things, racist things, whatever it is.
Well, yes.
I mean,
if you're
that was-
being like abusive or like racist, you should obviously be.
That was Elon Musk's
You
big
should be
drive,
allowed to-
wasn't
but
it?
that's not free speech. That's hate speech,
Which is
which should be
under the umbrella of free speech.
no.
Oh, so that's the point. So you've said.
Yeah, but there's a difference between you should be allowed to say whatever you
So you
want.
think there should be
not
censorship then?
Everything. To a degree.
Because hate speech is still free speech. Free speech is just having the ability to say whatever you want without any kind of.
But that's where it
Social
comes in person.
punishment.
You always have the right to say whatever you want, and then but you understand there are repercussions, so you filter yourself. You don't blurt out everything that you want because
Yeah,
you know there are repercussions. You could get punched. People could hate you. Like you on social media, you're hiding. You're a keyboard warrior essentially. You're hiding behind social media account.
So what degree of censorship do you think there should be?
Well, it's just kind of removed, but that's the thing. It's
I don't think
different.
necessarily
It's
people should be getting arrested, like, but why should they not be getting banned?
I don't know. I actually think people should be potentially getting arrested. If someone like tweets out or something saying, I'm going to bomb this school on this day, they should be looked into. And if they're proved, well,
Yeah, they should obviously, but that's a bit.
But it's
Yeah.
like, isn't there the law that you can't arrest without like in terms of threats, you can't arrest without indefinite like cause. Like someone can say something, but if you don't, there's no actual evidence to suggest that they will carry out with
Yeah,
it.
so if someone said that online and then they got looked into and they found there was actual plans of how they're going to do it, or they've been looking up bombs and
feel
stuff,
like- I
then
feel
that's a
like-
bit more serious.
I
But
feel like there was something that was similar to that, and it got looked into, and there was plans, but because he hadn't acted on it, like they couldn't do anything. I might be making this up, but
no, because if there was intent, like, and there was proof of the intent to do it, then maybe not. They wouldn't be like punished to the same extent, but they'd surely still.
or maybe it was that actually. Maybe it was that they did find it, and he was still punished to the same extent because he was going to do it.
Oh.
I can't remember. It's not a very good example.
I don't know,
'cause I've not
maybe-
got the full story.
yeah,
but
I mean, it's a little bit different to the whole social media thing. There should be on social media. There should be some sort of level of what you're allowed to say, or this is what the other thing we were talking about is, do you have to like have your ID like, to use social media? You have to put your ID in, so you're always traceable.
I think that should be a thing. Like, that's what me and Ben were saying in the car up here. Like, you should have accountability.
I
what
think
you
that
say.
people should have the right to say whatever they want,
You
but
shouldn't.
they need to do it.
You shouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be able
But
to say
then-
something without having the balls to tie it to yourself.
On the flip side, then you're also giving like these privately owned companies all your data and identification.
Well, it's not really data.
Yeah, but
it's just
they
who you
get
are.
your
like-
age, they get your name, your
Yeah, if they
email,
get-
your number, all that. What?
Yeah, but
But
not-
you've got
not-
to think, you've got to think how much they already know.
Yeah,
Yeah, but somebody could make an account under a completely like unknown alias.
Yeah,
If
you
they
can
have-
still have your unknown alias name. Yeah, but
No, like I mean, like you could make like a new email.
Yeah, but
with,
no one
like-
forces you to have social media. You're acting like you have to do it.
I think without social
are
media,
certain
you do exclude yourself from a lot.
Are you telling me if next tomorrow all social media required your like identification, there wouldn't be like a massive like
Yeah, but there would be. But that's from
outcry of people going, I don't want to give my personal information over.
Currently,
But
that's
my-
why people don't want
my
to.
argument for that is what makes you so important. Like,
No, but it's also,
why? Well, don't give if you don't have a reason for them to look into you, then
That
you've
is
got
true.
nothing to worry about.
Yeah, that is true.
Like,
well, yeah, but
I do think it would be a good idea
And-
to do that.
when you go on a flight, you got to give your passport details. Like there are sometimes rules that you
but-
have to.
Yeah, but I suppose that's getting put into a system as well. Yeah, no, I think yeah.
I mean, if
probably should
realistically,
have your ID.
if people wanted to, they could find out everything about you, even if you think you've
I
not
don't
given.
think they get, other than the number of your ID, that's the only thing that they're getting.
I mean, the fella downstairs, he's got a photo in the corn shop. He's literally got a photo of my passport on his phone.
Why?
I don't know. I ordered a package. I think it was a Mac, and it got delivered next door.
Right.
And then when he was just like asking for ID and that, and he just took photos of it on his phone when I was handing it over. So
Well,
That is weird.
Yeah.
Maybe in case maybe
Maybe-
thought you were stealing it, but I don't know.
I know. Yeah. Well, yeah. Maybe.
I don't know. Yeah. Well,
I don't know why you need a photo.
or he's like, what's the word? When you
Hiding my details on a black market. maybe
yeah, or like yeah, stealing your identity.
Identity,
essentially.
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
identity
maybe.
theft. That's it. But yeah, like my argument is that in person you have the freedom to say whatever you want, but you filter yourself because you understand there are repercussions.
well, there's social guidelines, isn't there, and boundaries that you just don't.
Yeah, but not
There is,
everybody. Not everybody.
Not everyone
is
conforms to them.
like-
No,
yeah.
and but you look at what happens to those people. Like,
Yeah.
not
Like,
very good things.
You know, if you say something in certain situations, you could get punched.
Yeah.
It's not even punch. It's just being socially discriminated against.
Well, yeah, you could be excluded,
excluded.
because no one wants to then talk to you, whatever it is, but you filter yourself. And it's not like you can't then have groups in person where you do talk about more things. Obviously, you have the freedom to do that, set up private clubs or whatever, or clubs.
Mate,
But
just look at like the
you're
whole, like,
always-
incel groups and everything.
Yeah, you're always behind, like, you're not shielding your identity to anyone or anything.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't. And another thing is, I don't want necessarily the company to be doing the censoring. Whether the government
Well,
has.
you get a third party.
Well, yeah, it should be like
Either.
some sort of government body that.
I don't know about government. Well, maybe it would have to be. Actually.
I mean, yeah, you can say you don't trust the government, but surely you trust it more than a private company.
I'm not saying I don't trust it. Well,
Well, yeah, but lots of people don't. But surely you trust it more than a private.
yeah, I would. But but then also at the end of the day, like they've all got the same kind of drive. I don't really think it matters who does it.
Back
Like,
to the point about you don't think any like legal action should be taken against people that spread like hate speech or violence.
I feel like yeah,
Again, it depends.
there should be repercussions. This is the point.
If you were recorded saying something like that, saying something like really racist or something inciting violence, you would, and then that evidence was passed over to the police and verified to be true, you'd get punished for it.
Not necessarily, no.
Yeah, of course you would. If you were like,
Someone's got to press charges.
I think it's difficult because the social media, like the world of social media and the real world are so different.
When you're choosing to do something,
Yeah, everything's a choice. Yeah,
that is you filtering yourself. You have the freedom.
I'm not saying it's not.
You have the freedom to say what you want.
though? Free will? Do you have free will?
That's a. Well, then it'll be all night.
No. Well, I'm. Well, so what are you asking me?
I'm just making the point that you choose to do things.
I don't get why the choice of going to uni. It should be. It's not necessarily the choice of going to uni. It's or the choice of going to anywhere. Choice of signing up to a
not going
corporate.
to uni, anything.
Anything. Yeah. It's not necessarily that. It's the choice that you make, especially on social media, because it's not as if you do just say something. You have to. It's a calculated thing.
Think it out, type
you
it
type it, and then you also have the choice to press send
yeah.
or post it. There's at least 3 kind of thought processes that go into what you put online.
Yeah.
Whereas in real life, there's a lot of time there's not even any thought process to what you're saying. But so to be fair, I think what you say online has got a lot more behind it than what you say in real life, which could be a good argument for saying why there should be legal action behind stuff you do say. And I think the only reason that we say that there shouldn't be legal action is because there isn't, and it's so alien to us, kind of that you could be arrested for something that you've. A lot of people disown their own comments in terms of like they disassociate
I don't think you
themselves.
should be arrested for what you say.
I don't think you should.
unless
Well,
you are encouraging people to go and rob a store, and they rob the store, or they go attack someone. Then of course you've essentially instructed them to do that. I don't think you should necessarily. Obviously, it gets to harassment and threatening, where you're like constantly going at one person, or you constantly threaten one person again. Then you're breaking a law.
no.
But just because you say
But what about if you've put derogative hate speech online, and not, it's not. It could just be the one time. But what about like repeated offenders of this? Like
you should then be banned and never be allowed to do it again.
you are banned.
Permanently banned. And again, you can't
That's
permanently ban people.
That's not really even a punishment though.
It is. If you want to keep your social media profile, you then start filtering
but
yourself
that's-
like you
yeah,
would
but
in
it's
person.
but it's superficial though. If you get banned from going on social media, like using any social media platform, like that, really, how does that impact my life?
Well, it doesn't. So
does.
you chose to be in the this same thing with uni. This is my point. So you chose to go to uni.
Yeah.
So you now can't say.
Well, yeah,
anything
yeah.
you
You know the
want
parameters.
in the public
yeah.
domain. You chose to go on social media. With that comes the fact that you can't say certain things because they can then block you and ban you from the app.
Yeah.
And then you can't go back on there. So if you want to use it, you know that you can't then say anything you want. So it's the same thing. You're choosing to use a social media.
If Hitler was about to do
Right, we're not doing this.
and he was never, a fascist dictator, but he was just, spreading his beliefs online, but never like carried out any action, you don't think there should be any.
I don't think that's a very good example. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I mean,
But you know what I mean, though. Like if there's like people that are constantly like dedicating their lives to running accounts, spreading like.
but that's the thing. Like, to ban people properly, you have to have IDs as well. Because if you get banned, you just make another account with.
Yeah, but not banning them. I'm talking like serious, like real life.
Yeah, I know, but again, they won't be allowed on these platforms.
Yeah, but what if they do identify themselves and?
Oh,
Yeah, they do, but again, they're still banned. Like the platform has
you're banned.
censorship, or like they can ban people. So that person again, yeah, maybe they could do it once, but then they can't do it again. If they want to do it in the public domain, like I don't necessarily think within private chats,
Yeah.
it should necessarily be wrong to say what you want.
I do think it is. Because that's what I was saying. That's how the whole incel community is. You've got private chats which are basically
It is, but
all just circulating hate in an echo chamber about women.
Yeah, no, and then the Secret Service need to look into that.
Well,
Look
yeah.
at those individuals and think, okay, which of these individuals are they should be put on a watch
pretty much
list,
all of them.
essentially. Well, yeah, probably a lot of them, and then they would be put on a watch list. But that's an extreme example. You should be able to have chats with your friends.
Oh no,
that you don't want the whole
I
world
think there
to
is that
know.
whole argument of saying like if the group chat got leaked, like it's over. but and there should be that private space of it. But then
What's the threshold to breach that?
yeah. And just to be clear, I'm saying that I think and obviously anybody can have access to chats if they were good enough at or skilled enough at being able to get in and past encryptions and stuff like that. But
You're talking very few
I am. But at the same point, I don't know if I must have told you boys this story before. But when we went to Croatia on tour with uni, there was literally first night we just got there. First night there was like a dressing up kind of. We were dressing up every night, but this guy, I won't say what he dressed up as, and I won't. Well, no, he was in this like military uniform and he had a toy gun, but it was like a blow up gun.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he basically put something on his private Snapchat story, insinuating something.
Like he was shooting someone, or
I won't say what it was, but
Okay.
it basically related to violence.
Okay.
And at 4 a.m, we got woken up by his door getting battered down by the riot police.
That is mental.
someone reported him.
No,
Or they-
no,
he
no.
got
I'll get
seen.
to that bit. So if this guy basically gets swatted, we didn't realize, like, what are they doing out there? Because it's like you're basically in this hotel with all these uni students,
Yeah.
and everyone's just up until
So did
stupid
this
hours
guy
anyway.
went to your uni?
No, he did actually. Yeah, he did. But he got swatted, taken down to the station or whatever. But it turns out that his what he posted on his story got flagged to the CIA or the
Interpol or something.
whatever in America.
Oh, you're in America.
No.
It was
flagged,
American.
It got flagged in America.
Yeah, okay.
Who then said over to the Croatians saying like, right, this guy has done this. This is the hotel room he's in. You need to go and
Was
get
it
him out.
gun like was it?
And that, so when did he post that? How long does it take them to do?
Right, so he probably posted that at like 9
And by
p.m.
4
and by
a.m.
4 a.m. Well, it was probably sooner than 4 a.m. But it's not even it doesn't even end there, because not only did he get swatted, his house in England, which had his dad and his little brother in,
Oh my God.
swatted as well.
That is mental.
and
At the same time, bitch.
well, yeah, same evening,
Yeah.
same night.
And it wasn't even like anybody on the private story reporting.
No, it got flagged in America because it had a buzzword in it, which then obviously gets taken. And I think that just shows how, first of all, good their system is at being able to flag down.
Yeah, so that stuff is incredibly important.
He got off. I think he got kicked out of uni. But,
Really?
Or maybe he got kicked off. He wasn't allowed to go back.
I thought this
Sorry,
happened.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't remember.
It's a bit hard to know the context, but
I'll tell you off camera.
Was it worth like
The thing is, it was a joke he'd made, and it's obviously he's not implying anything, but it's the fact that it's just like, and the fact it's on a private story, so it's not actually going to anybody other than the people. It's not like a widespread thing.
Yeah.
The thing is, what he actually put on it, it wasn't bad, but it's just the fact that it all kind of lined up and it looked like
It was actually.
it was real.
Yeah, no. So I agree. The CIA or MI5 or MI6, whatever it is in this country, should be able to see things like that and
Yeah.
then go, okay, maybe we do
Well,
need to
that's
look
what
at.
I was just
What
impressed with
really
how quick
happened.
and their response to it and everything.
Yeah, everyone got sent to his place. He got swatted. They found out it was just a joke.
Yeah.
Like pretty stupid, but nothing really happened in the end.
Yeah.
Well, it's to be fair, it's the same as. Have you seen the video? It's on an airplane, and there's these jets basically flying alongside it,
Okay.
like military jets.
Yeah.
So it's my mate Adams. I think he went to school with this guy, or he knew him somehow. And he basically put in his group chat on Snap. He like it was
Bomb on the plane.
it's something like that. He said something to do with like terrorism, because I think he was Middle Eastern, and he was making a joke about himself. So the plane takes off, and then like people would have seen this video, but it's like it literally is like just this. His plane had to get escorted by jets, basically, because
shit.
and
It's again
and
a
ground.
private chat.
Yeah.
And no one's reported it. They've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you not think like if they're like
I mean, it's
accessing
something
that-
you shouldn't be saying in an airport.
are they
what he
they're
would
surely
say,
not
but-
just going off of a whim on like that one piece of thing? They'll probably see that and then look into other
I don't know,
private
but
things.
yeah, it's
Well, no,
pretty
because
mad.
So is he just like?
Because you can't take
But
risks
they-
on it. You can't take a
But
if
they
you
miss
see
so
something, you've got to be like,
much.
bang.
They miss so much as well.
Well, they do, yeah.
Like, and there's probably loads of stuff, and it's picking out what's a joke, what's a nothing that serious, or they're not
I don't
necessarily a
think-
joke, but nothing's going
I
to
don't
come
think
up
they
there.
can. I don't think they can be particular with it.
Well, they
have
can't,
to
but
be,
they don't
because
have the resources to go.
everything like that.
Oh,
they
well,
jump
yeah,
on.
they do. They
Look
obviously
at
do
the-
have to have calculated
the guy
decisions on
from
it, but
But that's what I mean. Do you not think there would have to be something else that they'd looked into?
Well, the
that's,
guy from the
like, supported
Southport
that military?
attacks, he had been recommended by the council to the police, I think. I don't know the exact details, and there was loads of like misinformation about the whole thing, but this bit I think is true. And he had like it was known to the council that he wanted to cause violence,
Yeah.
and he didn't like, I think, girls or women, and they never picked it up. They didn't know he was going to do this thing. They never stopped him beforehand. And I don't believe it's an easy job by any
definitely
means.
not.
I don't know. Yeah, how can you pick everything that's going on in the world? And yeah, that's the CIA in Croatia.
well, it's the CIA telling the Croatian police to basically
Yeah.
go right, get over there right
Yeah,
now.
and then they've gone also in the UK.
Yeah.
Like,
Which is the thing.
That's
When
also-
we found out about it, it was just like, huh? Like, because we'd seen him. Because obviously it takes time for stuff to happen. So we'd been out, not with him, but we'd seen him out at the bars and at the clubs
Yeah, yeah.
on the night. And, you know, obviously he wasn't doing anything bad. But yeah, it's mad just how quick.
yeah, I mean, but you'd hope in some of those times, some of those occasions, they find someone who is a threat.
Yeah, oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's
yeah,
the thing.
of
How
course-
many do you
Well,
think they do?
I'm pretty sure. I think it might have been. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I've transferred Sam Wilkins money in the airport and I put like the description as bomb parts or something. I don't think
Have you seen
I never got enough.
Have you seen the what I said about it? That like takeaway lockdown videos, like Chris MD,
Yeah,
Harry,
yeah. And he's like,
yeah,
on the Uber.
Stephen, and
Will and E.
Will and E, yeah, and was it Steve? Oh no, it was Will and E for Chris. He was buying a takeaway,
Yeah.
and on the takeaway he put. On what he ordered two different things. One he put, "If you look at the girl, I'll kill you," or something like that. And then the other one was like, "Help me, help me, help me! My boyfriend's locked me in the house."
Yeah.
And got Chris MD squatted.
Squatted. So, I'm like, this fella's just turned up with sleeping bags. I'm moving in.
Swatted, sorry. Yeah.
Squatters' rights, man.
But Yeah,
Do you reckon that's what happened in the kitchen?
I mean, with that one, it was the delivery company reporting it to the police. Like, it wasn't
yeah.
MI5, MI6. I don't know which one deals with that in the UK, but looking at it, yeah, but that is like, imagine like Sam on the fly. Imagine.
Well, it would have been me because I put. Well, it would have been both of us.
Yeah.
But
Because I wonder if they can they know. They just they can know people are in the airport and they look at that more closely.
Yeah.
And that's why it happened.
What do you mean?
Like they have the CIA are looking at locations that are threats. So like,
Oh, yeah.
and they knew that guy was in there.
Yeah.
And that's why they saw it more.
yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty mad. Surely he would have got fined. Do you know what happened to that guy?
Yeah, he had a fine. I know. I don't think he got put on a no-fly list, but yeah, I think he definitely got fined.
Yeah,
Like,
well, I'm surprised because that would cost a hell of a lot. All those people's flights were cancelled on the flight. Getting the two
jets,
paying for the pilots, all that, and you'd probably have to
Hundreds
stop.
of thousands of pounds. And
Like that would have been like a priority, so it would have messed up other flights and caused delays and stuff. So that would have been.
This is a bit off topic, but in my first year, there was. I remember I was just lying. It was like a mid-afternoon. I was just lying on my bed, and all of a sudden you hear like this. Like massive thud. Generally feels like it sounds like there's like a fridge has been dropped in the floor above.
Yeah.
And I kind of just go like,
When was this?
this was in my first year, so I was just in my flat.
Yeah.
And it was such a loud thud. I was thinking, what the? And kind of just thought nothing of it.
Oh, we have to take this off.
And then I was just brain rotting on doom scrolling.
Yeah.
And I just saw like. It just came up on my feed about these like jets had been called out to this emergency. So it wasn't actually a fridge. It was a sonic boom from these jets going to breaking the sound barrier. And
so they just flew over above.
well, yeah, they flew over, but honestly the sound I've never heard a sonic boom whilst being indoors, but it's like
Yeah.
really loud.
yeah.
And it so to give you kind of like a sense of this, it was heard from like the other side of Oxford, which is a 2-hour drive away from Leicester.
I think I heard this story.
I can't remember where it extended north.
What was it for?
Well, that's the thing. It was like, oh no, this might be like something cool, like, or at least interesting.
Yeah.
And all it was is what this like little like insignificant light aircraft had lost comms, and that was it.
But
And they sent out these, and obviously it was seen as perceived. It wasn't where it was because it's a perceived risk that what's the reason they've
not communicated
to us?
Oh,
and,
they just didn't say anything.
Yeah.
So are they? Yeah.
So then the jets get sent out, and it turns out it's just literally just lost communications.
Obviously, we're off a tangent now, but it's mad what goes on behind the scenes. But yeah, back on the story, I guess then, or on the topic. Yeah, obviously you always need to allow CIA, MI5, MI6, Interpol, whatever it is, to look into things like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, hopefully find when it's serious, obviously. But yeah, that must be a hard job though. So much going on.
Yeah.
Well, it's the one that has to make the final decision of saying, yeah, we're going to that one, or yeah, we're not doing that. And then like it's also having that way on you that if you knew about something that then turned out to be real, but you made the decision to say no.
Well, yeah, because the cost of that one with the airport probably would have been thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of pounds.
All the stories are the ones that
definitely
were false alarms. You've got to think how many of these were real, like how many are real that we just don't hear about.
I swear there's a mental statistic about like the number of like terrorist attacks that are stopped in London each year, I think.
Yeah, there's a lot more than we think.
Yeah, it's like there's so much going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, no, it's pretty mad.
How many
cool job to have.
there are out of mental people there are.
But then what I guess, what classes as stop is... Yeah, it's so
It's
hard,
just prevention, isn't it?
But yeah, you've got to always look into people that are... So, as you said, the person that is always spouting this stuff out, they should be looked into and found out, like, why are they doing this? And there would be very close watch on them. But yeah, I think it should start with, you have to have your ID to go on social media. And... Because...
A lot of apps do kind of have this, like, thing anyway. Like, I'll bring up this story. So when it probably was like year 7. No, it would have been after. It would have been year 9, year 10. But me and Ash made a Tinder account for Cameron. But we put pictures of like when he was like a kid, basically, like, just funny pictures. He was like holding his 2 massive African snails, like.
I love Pulis long walks to the beach and giant African snail.
Anyway, but we made this account for him, but we used my phone number and I think we used his email. But we obviously had a very short stint on there and got taken down. No, I don't think it was a few days. It might have been a few hours. But he got reported quickly and basically taken off. But I mean, I don't want to, but I now can't make a Tinder account
with your number.
With my number.
Yeah, but that's a bit different.
It's different, but it still stops you at a base level. Like, if you really want to do this, you now have to go and change your number and get a new SIM and everything. Like, if you really want to...
I think on the dating apps, you do also have to verify...
I think, to be fair, it is different on dating apps.
You've got to verify your age.
I think you have to verify... I think you might have to send a picture of passport or...
We also have to do like a lot of them you have to do a video, don't you?
Yeah. You have to verify...
Oh, yeah.
You've got to do video facial.
Yeah. But why shouldn't that be for social media? And social media is just as dangerous. Not like you can't meet
I don't know
kids on social media. Like that has happened.
Why are you going to that?
You have...
yeah. Well, yeah, but that
you have like loads of...
that's probably what they were concerned with.
Oh, yeah.
Like whether you're trying to catfish to meet kids or something. I don't know, but... That can happen just as much.
I don't think that was the reason we got to
Well, yeah, obviously that was not your reason, but in the eyes of Tinder, because
I'm not saying that was. I'm not saying. I didn't say that was our reason. I was saying that I don't think that's the reason we got taken down.
No, it was because it was we
were almost
like a fake account.
But impersonating in general is dangerous.
Well, yeah,
on an app like Tinder,
but you get banned for that anyway if you found out.
The idea of Tinder is that you meet in person and you should be who you say.
I don't know why they wouldn't want to meet Cameron and his snails.
They're just as much likely. Yes, social media is not necessarily designed for that, for you to meet people online and then meet them in person. But that, pardon me, I keep burping in this mic.
I think I do as well.
I think I'm concealing.
Yeah, there's just as much chance of you, like if you were someone that wanted to do that, trying to find a kid on social media and meeting them. Like, why shouldn't you have to verify
on this topic, isn't
your like why shouldn't you have to use your ID? Because that can protect kids. Like, it can protect so many things, and hopefully even terrorism, all this sort of stuff. If people's IDs are there.
Well, I think are we all kind of in agreement that we should have to have your ID?
I agree that you should have to. Yeah, and I do think you should.
Another thing, I think social media should be age. Like, minimum age, and older than it currently is. Like, I think Facebook is 13.
Yeah.
Instagram and the rest, I think it's like nothing. Or
no, it's like 12. And
I think because we've grown up with
Facebook's owned by the same company.
but
And obviously
it wasn't always.
So when do you reckon you first got Instagram?
It was like 11, 12.
I mean, it was quite.
I was younger than that.
No, I need a piss though.
We'll keep talking. When did I first get social? What was my first social media? I feel like it must have been in.
Mine would have been like year 5, year 6.
I think Facebook was actually one of my last.
Yeah, I still don't really know how to use Facebook. Like, it's our main kind of
hockey
platform for hockey, but none of us know how to use it. The only reason that we use it is because you've got the link between Messenger and Facebook, which gives you some sort of advantage that other apps don't. I can't.
Yeah, but why don't they just have it in one
remember.
app? I don't get that.
Well, what Messenger and Facebook? Yeah, I know.
Because they have Meta own WhatsApp as well, so it's not like they have. Anyway, that's irrelevant. But I think Instagram was my first, and then probably Snapchat.
Well, I remember. Well, the thing is, like, looking back on it, there probably were there definitely were things that I'd done on social media when I was younger, which, with hindsight, you wouldn't do, because you look back and you can just put it down to the fact that you're too young and immature to kind of dictate yourself on those apps. But at the same time, like, I don't think you can put an age on it.
Why?
Because
you can put an age on alcohol.
That's true. That is true.
On driving.
But it's different.
Why? Why do you think it's different?
It's not really. Yeah. I guess you can
I
kind
would
of.
say
I
it's
guess you can kind of liken it to social places as well. Like there's age restrictions on pubs, there's age restrictions on casinos, and why is that? It's because they're dangerous or harming to people that are younger.
Yeah.
Or they're not suited to the people of that age because they don't understand the implications of what can kind of come from.
My thing is with social media, all you have to look at is the depression rates, suicide rates that are so correlated with social media.
Yeah.
The earlier you get social media when you're younger, the more likely you are to kill yourself, essentially.
It's nice.
I know, a bit depressing, but okay.
Well, I also think it's not.
like correlated.
I think social media has also normalised mental illness.
Oh yeah,
And kind of it's kind of glorified it in a way of kind of like,
I agree
well, if you don't, then
I
like,
agree with that as well, but I'm
sort of like becoming it's like almost like a clique as well, like autism as well, especially like stuff like that. People love to claim it, don't
No,
they?
I
And, like the same as mental health issues.
I thought you were going to say the same.
well, it's well, yeah. Other achievements. I have dyslexia.
No, I don't necessarily disagree with
It's on Ben's real CV.
but I'm sorry, but scrolling on social media, seeing stuff at a young age that you shouldn't see, being jealous of people that you can never reach
mean,
to,
we won't
like bullying.
we won't say names, but I think we can all see like some of the effects of some people that we know that have found enjoyment.
Best score at the age.
Found enjoyment out of like some really
Talking to
twisted
you,
things.
Mr. Lee.
Some really twisted things online, watching them and just laughing. Like,
Yeah, but like,
I mean, I think we as a generation have been desensitized anyway. Like, you look at
the
computer
mental
games and
health
everything.
thing has been like, I think there's stuff that it's got bigger now because it's just talked about. Like they say, well, we're more depressed than they were 100 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't think that's
Depression
all
didn't
down.
exist back in the day.
No,
Well, yeah,
it
but, like-
definitely did.
Yeah, but it wasn't as unlabeled.
No, but I think there's a lot. Things are too easily called anxiety or depression. I think a little
Yeah,
bit.
and
love to stick a label.
it's so easy for people to cling on to them as well.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, but social media still is not good for you, especially as you try. Like we can get addicted at this age, and yeah, we're starting on it. But adults can get addicted to social media.
It's built towards getting you addicted.
Exactly, and that is just not good for you.
Yeah,
like
so it's
you've talked about, we virtually ban everything else that gets people addicted to kids, maybe other than sugar. Gets kids addicted to things. Sorry.
Freudian slip. If you're listening, MI5, check his fucking hard drives.
It's not the camera, it's the mic in your room. That's what it needs to be.
Check those hard
What did I say? We've banned
minus deflection, mate.
We've banned pretty much everything else that kids can get addicted to.
Yeah.
Sorry, like alcohol, gambling.
Yeah. Well, we can say that, but it's,
Drugs, obviously anything.
you say that, but then also there's still access to those things. It's a kind of a lawful ban, but you know how many kids? I reckon if we roam around the streets of Liverpool, how many 12-year-olds do you reckon you see puffing on vapes? I reckon the percentage is probably quite high.
85%.
Yeah. But again, there's always ways around it.
Right,
That doesn't
exactly.
mean a law shouldn't be there. Like Australia has just put in age restriction laws on social media. I think it's 16. You can't have any
That's
social
quite
media.
high.
But then
That's
that's
also-
not being like enforced properly, is it? Because you can still it's not identical.
There's no ID.
They have to do have two forms of ID.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. To get.
But they've basically like
They
with
brought
all
in
IDs.
IDs. Yeah,
I do think a lot
I
of
don't know
what
exactly
Australia
details, but I
does
think
is
I think you have to have
I think
your ID and then
think
do
that
the live video things. They know it's real.
That's a sensible thing.
And
yeah, I think that should.
obviously, kids will find a way around that. How, I do not know, but there will be a few that do.
Fake
And maybe
IDs.
people will just start going on online chat rooms instead. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you're massively reducing it.
How would you make a second account if it was ID regulated?
well,
There'd be like
it's not to
Because
say
if you look on Instagram, you can have one account all associated with one email and one password.
It's
That
not
can be
to
done.
say you can't have multiple accounts. It's just to say you have to have your
It's the platform.
you have to have yourself tied down to it.
And so someone behind the scenes, and this is where again government needs to regulate it, and it does all that data needs to be properly protected. Like the data needs to be put on like external hard drives and say so the company itself can't access people.
Yeah, what if there's just like one big hack?
If it's not, well, no, but yeah, but you say this.
information.
You say this, but it's not.
That is-
I really don't think
It's
if people get no
difficult.
ID, they know anything more about you other than the number of your ID.
But also, it's
Yeah.
there's ways to make
personal
information
national insurance
so
as well.
safe. Like, did you hear about there was a girl who died a few years ago now. I think she took her own life, but she her parents basically couldn't get into her phone, and they asked Apple. Yeah, spread 'em around, boy. Spread 'em around. They the parents asked Apple basically, this is a situation. We just want to get in her phone to know, to get to know anything, or at least to have a little bit of closure over
Yeah.
this event. And Apple basically turn around and say no, because that goes against our privacy
No, so
agreements and settings. That's how secure they like to be perceived.
that's not social media. That's
No, it's not. But I'm saying that it's these things can they can be made
they
secure.
can be very made very secure.
Then I think that
Like,
counts,
because I've
because
experienced-
that's too secure.
I think that is
I've
too secure.
experienced-
But it also upholds their
an
reputation,
instant
though.
that you should.
Yeah, so I've got a great example. When we were working and I was a waiter, 12-hour shift, somehow my phone was on in my pocket and I'd put my password in too many times throughout my shift. And I had the setting where it destroys all data after 10.
Why would you have that on?
After 10 failed. I didn't even know. That's the default one. So probably the same with this girl. The parents knew if they kept putting the password in, it was going to destroy the data. Or they already did that, or I don't know. But essentially, yeah, I could not get anything back from my phone. Like, called Apple, I was like, yeah, surely there's a way of them getting it. And they were like, there is literally no way.
What, it wiped.
Yeah, delete everything.
It would no. That happened. It wiped all your.
No,
Yeah.
Oh, well, did
What?
Yeah.
I've never heard of this.
Yeah, it was my last phone.
kept it on wraps?
Yeah,
I definitely told you. 'Cause-
No.
So if I go through my photos later, I managed to get the ones of my iPod and iPad before I had a phone. I've got those photos.
No
And then my
way.
phone after that, there's just a big chunk missing
Mad.
because I couldn't get any of them back.
What, all the stuff off your 10, like the iPhone 10.
Yeah, it would have been that. Yeah,
No way.
up until that point. Yeah.
This is so sad.
Yeah, I mean it's not that.
I've had a lot of those memories, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Well, should we get
pretty much
back?
anything from most stuff like
I immediately just think of the Leo. You're a nonce sign.
no, I've got that.
That's on my phone.
No, that was iPhone.
Yeah, I
I've got
know.
it. I've got it.
Oh right, okay, but
I've got
yeah, I mean I've got some stuff like on Snapchat as well, obviously, but
yeah.
there's like
Did you cry?
I did not cry, but I was pretty annoyed. Yeah.
Yeah, could you imagine though? Just now today, your whole like camera roll got wide.
I mean, I've got iCloud now. I also didn't have iCloud storage.
Oh,
so,
rookie error, mate. That's on you.
well,
That's your own
you have.
fault.
I had the base, but I didn't have. I pay whatever it is, £2 now to have the extra.
$2.99. Thing is, that racks up. Like, I was thinking, like, that is actually still quite a little money just to be able to save more stuff to your phone. Like,
pay-
the fact that it's got the ability to do it anyway.
99 pence a month for
$2.99. $2.99 is what you need, man.
Yes.
Like,
That's what I know.
$2.99.
I think that's what
You
I'm
get an extra
yeah.
Pardon me.
50, I think, for 99. Which is
But it's such a
I
con.
cancel
It's not even a real thing. It's not even a real thing.
Well, it is somewhere though. There's a.
Well, no, yeah,
data
there
center
is.
holds
But,
that. That's why I have to buy
it can still hold.
Yeah, it could hold as much as you want, really.
Yeah.
It's like internet speed.
No, it
It's just-
can't.
Well, obviously it's got a max capacity, but at the same time, it's got that capacity's so much higher than it can ever be reached.
We could run out of data space. Like that is a genuine issue that could happen. I mean,
But,
you would hope
yeah.
we would keep building data centers, but that could happen.
We must be at a point where everyone could have like fucking 4 terabytes. Of
If everyone had loads of data
the
currently,
world.
we would not
I'm
have
going to
enough.
say something else there.
If everyone could have like as unlimited data as they want, we would not have enough.
Oh, I think we do.
No, I don't think we do.
I think we would.
I don't think we do.
I think
yeah, we would.
Obviously,
Obviously,
we're in-
like there's not a fucking.
There is a
There isn't a
cloud.
physical limit though, is there?
There is a physical limit. It's got to be stored somewhere.
Yeah,
just keep-
if
We're
we-
not
if we
limitless.
just keep building
this
up.
cloud.
Keep building up. Make
We'll
the world
always keep
into
building,
a.
and like remember like the problem with
Put it in space.
the problem with like computers and phones and
What is
laptops has
it?
always been there's been two major problems, like storing the data and the battery.
Yeah.
Like we used to have a massive thing, that big old computer that used to be where
that
you had
big
a
old
back on it.
computer.
That was to store the data, and it would hold less data than your phone.
Well, it's the same way that
We're getting exponentially better.
there was more technology in your phone than there was on the whole operation that sent
What you think?
moon
You think
landing.
iCloud's like
sent people to the moon.
a big data server running like
Yeah.
one
Well,
building?
no, it is.
Exactly what it
It
is.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just
We'll
sent
cut
to the
this bit
cloud.
out.
It's not
No, we're keeping this bit in. We are keeping this bit in.
It is sat
Is it
on
actually
a
one,
computer
like-
server somewhere.
Yeah, but is it one dedicated like, area?
Dedicated WAM.
That's like, and it costs a lot of money to run data
when-
centers. Sorry, it costs a lot of energy, which costs a lot of money to run data centers. We still haven't really got to the point where the social media should be
Well,
censored.
we've covered it a little bit, but there's still more to be spoken on.
I might change my opinion from a no to agree with yours because I didn't know what you meant by
Yeah, I mean, it's
but I do think submission of ID upon like creating an account. So
That's
you
the
have
thing that
per-
people-
But that's only the base part, though.
that's like
yeah, but you got to
whole-
be a fucking freak or a weirdo that's got intentions of being like a fucking
I don't necessarily think you. I think people are much more concerned about their data.
yeah. People are skeptical about it. I can
They
understand
have
that
no
though because
idea what
because
they're already.
like realistically they could like literally be doing anything.
People
with
people
data.
do get so
They
people do get so skitsy about like I was saying it when was it I was saying it to you guys about like the COVID jabs and stuff and just like it was because we talk about conspiracies, but
Matt Letizia.
virtually
But-
anyone can find out anything
But
about
it's-
anyone. You
yeah.
don't even have to work for the CIA.
it's like
You
people
could
just get
find
so
out.
they get so skitsy and they don't even realize what they've already freely given away, even though again like you're not special enough that people care to be looking at
Maybe you are.
well maybe you are, but don't give them a reason to be.
No, I think people are worried about their data being sold and then, like, I guess, identity theft.
Yeah, but again, you're not that special. Like,
No, but you
I don't
don't.
know.
No matter who you are, you don't want all your personal details.
no, you don't. But then,
Spread around
well, if everybody's got
everywhere.
them out there, then what difference does
Yeah,
it
but
make?
that we just shouldn't be in that situation.
Yeah, I'm not
So-
saying we should happily have our data freely given, but taking IDs is not going to, like,
No, I just,
change, like,
that
massively.
you're only
increase.
giving what you're already going to give them anyway.
Like,
Yeah.
if you wanted to find out anything about anyone, you could do it yourself. You would not need to work for the CIA. You could find out a lot about most people just
But
by.
then again, does it really work? Because these dating apps have it, and we made that Cameron account. How do we? I don't even.
Well,
know how-
well, no, because that was just that was before.
You have to ID now.
that was before, yeah.
And
yeah.
I think you have to ID verify within
Okay.
like 48 hours or something like that.
Right.
Like,
But you still get like catfish.
Yeah, but you've got to remember this is going back now like 6-7 years, which is stupid to think about, really, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, but I guess then what age would you be allowed then on social media? Or what? And what age would you want your kids?
well, the thing is, I think as
15,
you, I think as you
16.
grow up, you do realize how immature, like you were back then, or at least how like what other people were like. So even like now, you could say, oh yeah, I think I'm a relatively well-rounded individual, but maybe in 2 years' time, well, in fact, definitely in 2 years' time, I'll look back and think, actually, no, I'm pretty solid with who I am. But in terms of I don't. That's what I was saying to Ben when you were in the toilet. I don't know if you can put an age on it because everybody's so different in terms of where
But
they're
I
at.
do think there should
The-
be
the-
an age put on it. I think you should.
there's always,
be,
but then there's always going to be look.
But then you're not going to get the
I
funny.
did-
You're not going to get the funny vids of kids like right. Pause. Of like the ones that accidentally just upload and it's just like them just like this.
well, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But that,
Which I can live without. I can live without.
Yeah,
You're going to get like kids that pick up their parents' phone and take videos, and their parents. can
Actually,
put
yeah,
it
good
online.
point. Yeah, that's fine.
Like,
yeah. Have you seen that Miles kids?
I'm
He
not
was
saying
like
we should
the,
have kids.
musician.
No.
Okay, never mind. I'll ignore that then. He's like this like genius basically.
Yeah, I'm not
Okay,
saying
no.
Well, like, I guess the loophole or the way around it is to just have a parent-run account. Like,
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't putting an age on social media doesn't actually achieve anything because there's you could just get away around it unless you then have.
Yeah, but I think we literally need to actively stop kids on social media. That you're at that point, you're then making it up to the parents, which it currently is now. Like if you don't want your kid to have social media, don't give them a smartphone.
What age can you apply?
Well, actually, that's another question.
Yeah, but let's finish this question first.
Sorry.
But yeah, fuck no.
Well, yeah. You finished now? Huh?
No, personally,
Might forget.
like, yes, that's it. So if at the moment it's up to the parents to
Well, what if the parents
let their
in the
kids
head?
on there, essentially. Yeah, the parents. If you get your kid a
Not
smartphone,
even.
What if the
It's
parents
not-
are
it's
millennials?
not in the parents' decision.
it's not. Is that, yeah, well, I mean, if you don't give them a smartphone,
If they have their own, well, yeah.
And
if
but
they
then
have
they've
their
got a
own,
laptop,
like
I
they
guess,
can,
but-
they can literally do whatever.
Yeah, of course. And then currently just letting them, like, kids are roaming free on social media. Parents have no idea what, and they're not doing enough. Parents are failing to do enough.
It's millennials.
What,
man.
what age would you let your kids have like a?
This is what I was going to ask.
Oh,
But I'll let you ask it, mate. Good question.
what age would you let your kids have a smartphone?
See, I think like 12, 13. Well, actually, no. When was I? I was probably. We remember we had the same little
Galaxy
Samsung Galaxy Yo's. You had the standard model.
Yeah.
I mean,
You had the standard. I had the 2, but mine didn't have a front camera.
that was
Indestructible.
Bring them back because that
Mate,
was a fucking
honestly.
mate. I would
I would actually take it off your rig right now.
threw it on the fucking roof of the building.
yeah, I mean,
Those phones were good.
I had an iPod
Split
as well.
three,
I
put that together.
can't, when did I get my first phone? I think was the iPhone 6. I think.
You privileged young
And
man.
that was passed down
I
by
was-
my mum after she finished with it.
Yeah.
But before that, I was using an iPod, and then I had what did I have? Did I have a Samsung as well? I don't know what I had.
But no,
I think I had a Nokia.
I think I got mine.
If we were like the tail end of that sort of like before like smartphones were the standard, weren't they?
What do you mean?
Like we still had like it wasn't like brick phones, but we were sort of that in that.
I still feel like
Blackberries were still pretty big. Like
Yeah,
newer.
Now they seem like ancient. I like.
Oh no, because
I can't even imagine
people.
myself.
Oh mate, I'll tell you what
It feels
annoys
like,
me.
It feels like decades ago.
Tell you what annoys me, and I'll bring it back to the point in a minute. But it's like the people that, and it is still social media influenced. But it's like, I'm just so done with it. I'm just getting a flip phone. Like, I think flip phones are cool anyway. But the people that
Make
they
it
are
their personality.
It's-
They're like,
they
oh,
are quite.
I've
They're cool.
got a-
They are.
Okay.
You know, just-
You're entitled to your opinion.
Yeah, but they're
speech.
sort of back.
that's what I'm saying. That people are bringing them back.
Yeah, but they are.
flip phone.
Well, no. But the actual.
Like, they just break.
The
Yeah, you can
actual,
just, like-
no, the actual like proper flip phones who go, oh yeah, I've just got this because like I just hate going on social
Modern
media.
society.
It's just like,
I was
get
born in the wrong
out.
era. I'm not
Just
one of these.
control, man. Like, well, what was it when? Oh yeah, it was you yesterday, and we were in the pub, and he goes to go on his Instagram, and for like a split second, it came up with a message saying, "Oh, you've already reached your limit today. Do you want to go on anyway?"
limit set.
And then who were we with?
It was me, you, Luke, the girl,
Liv and Ollie. Yeah, it was.
Who's Ollie? I can't remember. Oh, Ollie was the.
Yeah.
No, there was someone else next to me.
Bit too pissed away.
Oh, and Jake was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You already said Jake.
I didn't. Maybe.
I don't think you did.
Oh, yeah. So we're just there, and he goes to open up Instagram or whatever it is, and he comes up with the message, just clicks straight past it. So it's like, I think they are the most pointless things, because maybe it does have a little subconscious reminder of going, well, maybe I shouldn't be doing this right now, but
Do you ever see it
So
and then
Luke
just
said
think,
he had the
that's what he
same.
does, yeah.
Luke said they had the same thing, and he always does the same. And then, but Ollie has.
1 sec, but I don't know what that does.
No, he has. No,
It's
I
called
don't think
1 sec.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't understand what you were saying about it,
Yeah, it basically makes you. It's like another app to basically kind of stop you from using certain apps, which I might have a look at.
No self-control, man. Just look, just commit to the rock and just accept people that.
Instagram out of like I don't really I mean I'll probably use Twitter the most out of everything. But when I
said you don't use Twitter.
No, he's a warrior.
but I don't really
warrior.
use social media that much. But I use Twitter the most.
Well,
out
if
of
you think like
Do
it's only
you
been
have
this year.
TikTok or anything?
I have. I don't use.
It's only been this year that
I
he's
don't know.
redone his Instagram account.
Yeah.
Like for like 5 years, it was.
Yeah, exactly. But
It's
Instagram,
literally
Instagram, when you go on like the
Reels on the Reels.
even the explore page, it's just like I can feel myself like consciously even just like still getting dragged into it.
Yeah,
just
exactly,
Being,
like-
like inescapable. It's like
you're
I'm
saying,
aware of the fact I'm getting like
yeah, I don't mind going on Instagram for a little bit, but I don't want to like click on there to check stories and then fucking be stuck there for 15 minutes.
Well, that's just how it happens. Oh no, I tell you what annoys me, right? It's another thing that annoys me is when you go on YouTube, sometimes it opens on shorts.
Yeah.
And then you're just scrolling. It's like I didn't want to come and do
YouTube
this.
Shorts
I
does
wanted
get
to, I
me
wanted
as
to
well.
come and like see a
I-
good,
they-
well-made video. And
tell you
I'm
what-
watching American Dad. Funny, and actually it's mainly Family Guy, but
I
don't
why
like
is there not
Family
a
Guy.
setting?
watched the whole series of
Why is there
Dexter
not a
for
setting
sure.
on
such a good series,
like,
by the way.
Before Instagram and YouTube were great apps, but they just need a setting that just
I
says
don't want no short form
shorts,
content.
no reels.
Yeah.
Turn off. Why?
That's what it's geared to. That's what they
Because
want
that's
you
what
to.
gets
They
you.
want to suck
That's
you
what gets
in.
it,
Watch,
interaction.
I know, but it's fucking.
It's bad. It is bad.
Plus, the amount of money they make off of them has like skyrocketed in the past few years. Because originally, like TikTok, you made like no money off of it, did you? And there was like a big change.
Well, now they're out of the creative
CPM
fund.
went, yeah. Like the money you make.
But
off
apparently that's gone down again now.
Oh,
Matt,
Yeah, but
Matt
YouTube
Tag was
Shorts,
saying that's
they
why
make-
he's gone over to YouTube.
YouTube Shorts.
yeah, but
make
he
like-
makes like well, it's not controversial content,
It's
is
just-
it? But
He's slightly unfiltered.
yeah, he's very unfiltered. But where were we?
Yeah.
Oh, we would have known exactly where we were if you didn't go for a wee.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but though, so that one sec app, I might try it, but yeah, like, we can get addicted to social media.
No, I am addicted, but
Cool.
game's game. Like
That's what I mean. Like we've done media
I'm
as well.
committed to the role.
We've done media since GCSE, so
not.
2 years at GCSE, 2 years at A level, and then
3 years.
like 3 years at university. So what's that? 8 years. No, 7 years.
Yeah.
7 years of media where you're especially like GCSE, like A level, they're literally teaching you about like how media sucks you in and like how all of like the algorithms work and everything.
Yeah. No, it's.
But
I mean,
and so we're aware of how everything is geared.
Oh, I'm aware of it anyway. Like, but yeah,
Trapping you,
That's what I'm-
and
yeah.
we still
Yeah.
yeah, because there's a difference between awareness and also then chemical hits and dopamine hits.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even get anything out of it. I do.
Dopamine rush.
I do,
Like,
but it's like-
it's literally it's brain
But
rot.
the actual
Numbs
content,
your
the
brain.
actual content, I don't get anything out of it. Like, watch it, it's just like
and then you
mindless.
realise you finished half an hour, you're like, oh, why the fuck did I do that? And
Exactly.
then you still fucking watch them.
Yeah.
Like,
Nah, but the thing is, I know I'm not that bad. So the two of the guys I live with, Skeff's not that bad, but Adam and Floppy, like the stuff that they have on there, like there's brain rot and there's the stuff that they watch.
Yeah.
It's literally just like epilepsy. Like, I'm not even joking. It's just like Adam has these things. I'm going to expose him because I think it's terrible. Like, he'll have genuinely 6 different videos going on in one frame. All just going on, all playing simultaneously, and he'll look at it and go, and he'll laugh. Like, he actually just likes it. And no, mate.
So he's watching 6 shorts at once.
Yeah, literally.
That's like another level.
I'd love to see a scan of his brain. It'd just be like worn
Some
down.
stuff, like, I won't be able to find it because I'm not that rotted.
that
But
is-
it's stuff that, like, honestly, it's just like 100 million different colours on the screen at the same time. It's like,
I get like the 2
Mate,
split
fast
screens
Asian
or
cut.
you know, Subway
or
Surfers.
like, yeah, or
I'm
like,
up stuff like that. The gigs, bit of Subway Surfers,
but
just to make people
Have-
look
have
at it
like
even more.
projected
Yeah.
yeah, it's bad. It's well, I guess that leads into the next.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not that bad because they are horrendous.
Well, would the world or society be better without smartphones or without?
No, it wouldn't. It'd be so much
social
worse.
media.
It'd be worse from the point that we're not going to be as interconnected, baby. But I think from lifestyle wise, it would probably be better. Excuse me.
But
Um,
but do you not think like
Like,
if you
back in the 90s, mate. Like, that is seen as a golden period.
yeah
for people who had their sort of like teenage years and
Oh, yeah,
young
obviously.
adulthood in the 90s.
I mean, I can't imagine being 89's really great at any point in time, mate, to be honest. But, like, if you're crippled to shriveled in a chair, like it's not going to be great, is it?
well yeah, but
Yeah, but then like older people will say that the 60s were, and then the next generation will say the 70s.
No one's saying the 2020s, man.
I don't even think.
yeah, but the next
Well, to be fair, we're going to go even further downhill. To be fair, so yeah, maybe.
When was our peak?
2014, mate.
There you go. Then how many people would
before
say
Harambe got taken out?
It's whole
Before
Harambe
Harambe.
have been shit. It was pre. It's just based. I think it's based on what period, what like.
Well, I was saying.
I still think we got the best years to come, so I don't.
Oh, we-
think...
Okay. What do you think the best
Well,
I'm hoping these next 10 will be my best years.
next 10?
Well, no, but
20,
me and Ash have been saying this for ages. Like, we've still got the best years of our life ahead of us, and I think I think that's still true. And even when we were saying that we were like 14, and like uni has so far been like the past 3 or 4 years probably have been the best of my life, just because of what I've done in them and the experiences I've had.
Yeah.
But in the same way, in the next 7 years, our lives are going to be so different. Well, maybe they won't be. But
Yeah.
realistically, in the next 7 to 10 years, our lives will be so different in good ways. Like, so many new things will happen. We always talk about, well, I say we always talk about, we've spoken about before about like when people start having weddings and stuff. And you just have new life experiences and stuff that come around.
Also, actually working when you like the work can actually be good. Like,
it's
building something or doing something that you actually like, and then you're getting rewards out of it.
when
It's
you
actually
find
a lot better than people
like
think.
a direction of where you want to go, that is it's like game
A
changing.
solid direction as well.
Because I feel like even with school and stuff, it gives you a bit of purpose, but I don't
But it's
think.
so
Yeah, but with school, you're spreading yourself so thin as well.
Yeah.
You're studying like all of these
Well, I
different.
don't remember. Do you remember?
and you-
Why do you mean?
Do you remember? Spreading yourself thin.
Yeah,
Yeah. Sorry, mate.
spreading yourself.
If you don't
What?
get it,
Oh yeah, no, that is true.
But I remember like being in sixth form. I get the standard of work does go up a little bit. Well, it goes up quite a bit actually. But thinking like, and it's even the same as uni. Like it's just got worse and worse. But going from being in A levels, looking back at GCSEs, we were doing 9 to 3s every day.
Yeah,
Doing 5 subjects a day.
Yeah.
Retaining all that information. Whereas you go to A level and you're doing maybe 2 to 3 hours a day, thinking how was I doing 9 to 3 every day
Yeah.
in school? Now I'm in university. I'm doing 2 days a week, boys, and it's only 2 hours each day. So I'm doing generally this year I'm doing 5 hours. I'm just like. And granted, there's a lot more work you do outside of.
Yeah.
Well, there's meant to be a lot more work you do outside of.
I think at the end of the day, humans are
Don't put that in. Don't put that in.
meant to be busy. We're
Well,
not
yeah, you get
supposed to,
bored. You do get bored by not
You're
doing
not
anything.
supposed to lie in bed and work feels that, especially if you're doing something good for you. And I also think
Why do I wake up at 9 and not get out of bed till like 3? Like, that doesn't happen.
I would think when you stop working to retire, that's when you when you stop work you kind of die. I think a lot of people that
die. You think work's your purpose? It gives you a purpose.
I think a lot of people that continue working survive for longer. And I'm not saying you want to be doing a physical labour.
Well, yeah, work doesn't necessarily have to mean
5 days a week, but
Yeah.
you should be doing something for the majority of your time.
That's why we take my new interest, aren't you? Like
People are
gardening.
truly passionate about what they do, and they have that as work. They just continue. They don't retire.
Yeah,
They
or
just
go
carry on
part time, or you could do something more training where you start trying to give back to
But
people younger.
The whole industry, like the media industry. Think of how many direct within film. Think of how they just ate no matter how old they get, they always want to make
Right, yeah. It's all well and good having that argument of saying, these people don't want to stop working, it keeps them alive and everything. But at what point does that then start impacting in a negative way towards other people at work? Like this person's so old, they can't do the job anymore, and it's now making it harder for everybody else.
So if you,
I don't know what.
I don't know.
I get
what you mean. No, I
someone
get
who's
what you mean.
You know what I mean.
For example, right? Okay, to go with what you.
If you then have to pick up on the person that's old is
just
mistakes,
because they're.
when you're,
they're not doing it properly.
When does that
Let's think of
happen?
right.
What
Okay,
do you mean, when does that
I'll give you a
happen?
good example. Right,
happens to some people when they get to 30.
Francis Ford Coppola, right?
I don't know what it is.
Okay, made all these legendary films in his made The Godfather, director of The Godfathers, Apocalypse Now, The Conversation, all these great films.
Yeah.
Done all of
I feel like I've just made myself look really unknowledgeable by not knowing
Right,
who
do,
he was.
do you remember when have you heard of the film Megalopolis with Adam Driver? And how that was a car crash?
Yeah.
same direction of them as his career progressed and as he grew in age.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I
gradually became
think
worse.
in the arts industry, it's a bit
so his
different. So
films
that's a
got
bit of a-
worse.
Films got worse.
I think that's a bit of an anomaly. In
That happens quite often. Like, people might have a great like directorial
Repertoire.
debut,
Yeah.
and then they just won't be able to
well,
maintain.
actually, to be
Yeah, but
fair,
I think most industries and most things you get better with age. Obviously, if you're doing something physical, anything that's even remotely physical, like stacking shelves or waiting tables, of course, as you start to get older, you're going to get worse at that because that relies on physical.
Yeah.
But like, there's people in my job, so engineering, very technical, you need your brain.
Yeah.
And there is so many older people, like there's not enough young people.
well, yeah,
to replace these.
knowledge grows with age, but skill deteriorates with age. In many aspects, not all.
I mean,
but in
your
many.
ability to learn does, but
Well, no, your
it
ability to
depends-
just
well,
do.
I guess it depends on your job. If your job is knowledge based, then no.
No,
But there's no reason why someone who's doing something like physical, well, no, so someone can like doing their office job can't then go into something that's a lot less of a strain on their, or they're doing something physical, they can't try and go into something that's a lot less of a strain on their body. There's plenty of jobs where, you know, an old person could do it. And I think as long as you
yeah,
stay...
they
as long
might
as
be
you-
able to do it. Can they do it well though?
Yeah, I like, as long as you stay relatively physically fit, which a lot...
Right. So are we only talking about physical jobs here, not like.
Even
every job.
even mentally, think like
Yeah, like,
writers.
if you
like,
just
they
slow
might,
down.
they might get better with age, but then
They also might not.
There's so many like
can't-
so many
Can't get worse than this, can it?
I think
It
might.
can.
if you're working and you look after your health to a certain degree while you're working,
Yeah.
and then you'll get into that sort of retirement age. So you're in
Just
decent-
retire. Get out.
I'm not saying they should be like working 9 till 5 every day, but I think if you stop work then
Well,
your health starts to deteriorate.
If they were good enough to work, they wouldn't be working 9 to 5 every day.
doing what they were doing.
Yeah.
If they stayed doing what they're doing, I think they would have maintained their health. I think your health deteriorates when you stop doing something. It doesn't have to be work, but you need to do. You need
That's
to
what I'm
have
saying. Pick up a
purpose.
new hobby.
We started this conversation on purpose.
Okay.
Like it needs to be a purpose.
Yeah, you've got to
a
have-
hobby like
yeah.
playing golf 24/7. I don't think is going to keep you alive
Well,
for 30 years.
My granny still plays golf, and she's 88.
Weirdly,
is that the only thing she does?
Well, it's not the only thing she does.
Exactly.
No, but she.
But how many people retire?
She did-
I'm going to get my golf membership and just
It
do
was
that.
only a couple months ago that she did like 2 rounds of 18 holes of golf in a weekend, like
because
back
she's
to back.
kept herself busy throughout her whole life. And I also think why you tend to die like when the first person like partner dies, the other one doesn't take very long most of the time.
Yeah.
It's because their will to do anything is sort of lost. Like they'll just sit there and watch TV rather than going out
Sounds
because
like a
their
great
partner's gone. You know, they don't have someone there to do things with, so they just don't do them. And I think if you're just
So you think people's will to live has
oh, like you have to have a purpose.
correlation with
Well,
their actual lifespan?
Then why is there
Your
so many
purpose.
grumpy old people?
Is there though, or like
Yeah.
But some
some
old
things just don't like old people.
some old people are like happily happily grumpy though.
Yeah, but it's silly. Yeah, that is their purpose then, to be grumpy.
Yeah.
That's what I've said though. Like, if I actually do turn into a grumpy old man, which I will not, but if I do, just take me out.
But you might though. Think
No, but if I do, yeah, just take me out. Just take me
I
out.
think
Would it be valid? Is it
Yeah, it would be.
valid?
Take me out.
you just need to
No, but
I'm telling you, as a
if it valid,
20-year-old
you would
half-fit
become
man,
grumpy.
just
What if the world goes to so much?
well, I'll take myself out then. Actually, similarly linked to that is that I think that social media has saturated real life in the fact that. Sorry, bro. That social media has kind of saturated real life in the fact that there's not a whole lot that has a lot of meaning anymore. Not in the fact, but in the way that big events such as the Olympics and even the World Cup to some extent, actually no, to extent, don't matter as much anymore. They're not as a big
disagree.
occasion.
I think they're even bigger.
No, I don't think they are.
I think they're
They're not as a big occasion.
The
anymore.
World Cup keeps growing every year. It's not like the World
Yeah.
Cup peaked in like view.
Yeah, but that's talking about viewing
I
figures.
disagree with you, Finn.
Oh yeah, I do. I feel
right.
like social media, you just get more coverage of it.
You get but by getting more coverage,
you mean like the important?
Whether
Yeah, it's the
people
importance.
actually
It's
watch-
not coverage.
Whether people are watching live, well, no, but yeah, if the numbers speak.
No, but it's not about
Yeah,
live.
but the live numbers
Like,
are
mate,
bigger and bigger.
how much did you pay attention to the Olympics this year or last year?
Yeah, well, I'd never given a fuck about the Olympics.
Yeah.
The World
But
Cup,
people
though.
used to.
Yeah,
The
But
2022
actually,
World
for a
Cup,
child-
even though it was in Qatar in the winter, that was
It was
still
a really good. It was a
like,
great.
it was a great tournament.
It was, but it doesn't mean. I don't think it means as much. Like,
Yeah, but when you wait till the next World, think about the Euros. The Euros, we were at the pub.
yeah, I'm not. Yeah, no, I'm not saying they don't enjoy them.
they're still massive.
I think they're. I think they
What else
grew
is
big.
massive?
No, don't worry, no one.
No, you guys. No.
They don't mind
But they-
much brain boy.
Yeah, they grew big. These events.
I'm not saying they don't grow bigger, but I just think they lose their importance. Like,
I don't think they.
I think they do.
I don't think they do.
Like, the Olympics used to be a massive thing.
I kind of agree with you on the Olympics.
Also-
the Olympics has lost it.
We'll talk about another conversation topic of earlier. Who do you think is more famous,
I
Michael
agree.
Jackson or Ronaldo?
It's MJ, man. It's MJ.
Mm,
Has to be MJ.
And like, who if they were both
That's
alive
a
today would
really
have
good
more
question.
Instagram followers?
I think MJ.
You think?
Look at that.
Music's more transcendent.
Yeah,
I can't
it is.
think of it.
Music
Tran-
breaks
it
geographical
transcends.
But even if
boundaries.
it is,
Music
Michael
transcends
Jackson
sports.
was massive before social media.
No, mate. Michael Jackson would be like the biggest.
He is. I think
planet.
aside from the Queen, and we're not. I don't want to talk about infamous
okay,
figures.
so who's the biggest person alive today then?
Well, the most famous person,
Yeah.
the most recognizable person.
I think Trump might beat.
Yeah, Trump.
Ronaldo.
I think Trump. No, Trump.
Is it not? So you don't think it's Ronaldo then?
No,
Trump is. No, Ronaldo isn't the most recognizable.
because you can.
So what is the biggest event in the world?
I still don't think it's the World Cup.
The World
Yeah, the
Cup.
World
No, the
Cup.
World Cup is the biggest event. In the
The
world.
World Cup, then the,
The World Cup
Euros, I
final.
think.
The World Cup final. Is.
Oh no, I think it's Formula One the second.
I realise I'm just staring down the camera.
Something, but
I didn't mean to.
okay, a little wink if you want.
Direct to the viewers. Address them.
No, it's
So
football was massive. Ronaldo played for the biggest
Massive.
league in the world, biggest team in the world,
my
biggest club. He's like, do you think there'll ever be someone as good as? Obviously, you could argue Messi, and I would say Messi, but
Messi is.
yeah,
It's like a whole tier. It's
Okay,
like
but
a
those
parent
two-
salad.
those-
So I said the same to him. I said, who's more famous in the football world, Messi or Ronaldo? I said Messi.
no, Ronaldo is
In
more
the-
In the
famous.
football world, it's Messi.
Messi's like more. Like if you did a poll between like who's the are we talking most famous or like
Both.
No, a bit of both, but you can argue both.
Within the
but
football-
Ronaldo
We're in
is-
the football
if
world.
you're, a
Messi's
if
more
you're in the
famous.
football world, you obviously know who both Messi and Ronaldo.
You do. Everyone in the football knows.
Messi is more popular within the football world. Of course, he.
I don't know if he necessarily is, but
he
but
definitely is.
but no, but Ronaldo is 100% bigger, more famous than
But that's
Messi.
because,
Yeah,
because he does
100%.
so many more brand
Then
deals
again,
and
is
stuff.
he?
and-
Because I think largely before it would be like America that Ronaldo has that sort of big influence in. And now,
Ronaldo is
now
got
Messi's in the
most
MLS.
Instagram followers,
Yeah,
and I know that doesn't mean everything.
no, it
But
does mean.
think how many countries watch football? Pretty much every country in the world watched it. Even and yeah, America's not the biggest, but
Messi's their guy now as well. He's representing everything.
he does. But Ronaldo is still going to be known
Pulisic.
more in America than Messi is.
The LeBron James of soccer.
Ronaldo's still going to be known more than Messi is in America. 100% believe that. And across the world, yeah, of course he is. He played for the biggest team in the world. Like Messi played for Barcelona his whole career, pretty much. Now he plays.
Yeah, Barcelona's up there alongside Real. If you know who Real Madrid are, you know who Barcelona
No,
are.
no.
He's talking about
Man
United.
Oh
Man United is the biggest club in the world.
no, it's not the biggest club in the world. Let's
You,
not
you,
take
you
it.
started it on something else.
Let's not take you. Man United are not more. Right, okay, right.
I think
Don't
it
be
might
recognised.
be.
I'm going to get Google out. Man
I
United.
think United might.
No, it's
they're the
not.
most
It's-
culturally rich.
I
club
would
as
say.
well.
I would say
What's the biggest
Real
league in
Madrid's in there.
Premier League.
Okay, so what's the biggest team in the Premier League?
He's going to say Liverpool.
No, okay. I would say probably Man United
It's
first.
probably not well founded anymore.
But the biggest club in the world is Real Madrid. Let's not.
What's
But he
no,
played for
right.
Real Madrid.
Well, yeah. So but he played for both of them. Okay, then
And I'm saying Barcelona are a close second. Like Barcelona are the second biggest club.
On this
I
topic,
would
by the
say
way,
it goes Man U, then Real
No,
Madrid.
if you go
that
to
is
Africa,
ridiculous. Like-
go to Africa.
Who are they supporting?
Man
Let's
U.
spot United.
Yeah.
It's either United or Chelsea.
Guys.
Let's get Google out. Sorry,
I can't believe it. I feel like I'm losing my head here. Real Madrid are the biggest club in the world.
What
Wait,
is
if you're talking on
biggest?
But even still, now that's such a, like, it doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't
Madrid.
matter.
It's Madrid are the biggest.
Right, no, I'm saying going back to my point of I think things have lost their significance.
Yeah.
Right, is it because it's so saturated? Like you see, I could literally look at my phone and see stuff about whatever.
You see 800 angles.
Yeah,
of
and I just think that it's just
rather
lost.
than
There's
one.
no significance on. If you think about how many things have Ben said it. So when we were coming up today, Ben said about the Trump assassination, right? It's like that, well, the attempted assassination that happened. It survived for about a week, and then some even
Things
maybe
move
even
quickly,
things
but-
move so quickly, which loses their relevance and significance to anything.
That will still remain as one of the biggest events of last year.
It will, but you look at other points in history.
I'll give you this.
Other points of history.
It's Real Madrid, Barcelona, then Man United,
That's literally what I said.
Yeah.
That is literally
And then-
what I said.
PSG.
Yeah, well, okay, well, fuck that list as well. PSG are not the
This is the
biggest
third
in the
list that
world.
we've been on. Well, I didn't look the whole way down, but then Juventus,
Bayern Munich.
City,
Oh, come on.
Chelsea,
No.
Liverpool.
I don't care. Well, Bayern Munich are below that. Below,
Munich are
below
nine.
Chelsea and City. 9. Who's next?
and then Arsenal 10th.
I'm sorry, yeah, I didn't mean Chelsea. I mean,
Nonsense.
you go to Africa.
Nonsense.
Also, in the UK, what football cities are like football clubs are tourist destinations?
Here.
Yeah, Liverpool,
Manchester.
Manchester United.
Manchester's probably number one.
Chelsea
You've
as
got
well,
City and
Arsenal.
United. Liverpool, Everton.
And
That's
probably,
what I meant.
well, and
If you go
City
to
definitely.
Well, and London.
in
London.
Africa, if you ask people who they support, it's either United or Arsenal.
No, it will be Real Madrid. It'll be Real Madrid, probably, but then maybe Africa, more likely to be Man United, but then all of South Africa.
Don't think-
South Africa's going to be Real Madrid as well, isn't it? Well, South America
South
be Real,
America, yeah.
Real Madrid.
No,
I looked
South
at all-
America would be Barcelona.
They're split between like Madrid and if they pick the Spanish teams.
Yeah,
One or two they either support. They're either Madrid or
and I
Barcelona.
think, but before, well, yeah, that's kind of obvious. Yeah, before they had Ronaldo and Messi, would have been Man United probably, but.
No,
That even more so proves my point. Then he's played for two of the biggest clubs in the world. Like, surely he's got to be the most.
But Messi is there's a clear
If we're,
gap.
we're talking about
as
football.
brilliant as Ronaldo is, and he might be the second. I didn't watch fucking Pele or Maradona or R9. Cristiano Ronaldo might be by some way the second best player in the world, but then the gap between Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi is exponential.
Yeah, but that doesn't
there.
mean they're not more famous.
That is true. No, I think Ronaldo probably would be more global.
In day-to-day life, he's more globally recognised, but in the football world, Messi's still.
in the football
people
world,
that
Messi
know
is-
about football, Messi's still
Okay,
more
but-
famous.
Okay, we're talking about who's the most famous person in the
Ronaldo.
world.
Oh no,
In the
not
world now,
Donald Trump. I think Donald Trump probably.
I still think there's people who don't know what Donald Trump does or
This
is.
is not about what he
There will be-
does. They'll know who he is.
I think there'll be
Yeah,
kids
but there'll
around
be people
what-
that don't know who Ronaldo is.
So you think if you went around
less.
every single
Less.
person in the world and said, "Do you know who Donald Trump is?" And it was like yes or no, or do you know who Ronaldo is? You think the most answers would come back Ronaldo?
If you could,
The majority.
if you went,
Oh, actually,
can you guess what they do? Or do you?
No,
if you know
guess what they do, like know them. Have you heard of this? Have you?
I think-
heard
Yeah,
his
if
name?
you've heard a name.
I think what Ronaldo has on his side is the fact that he's been more relevant for longer than Trump.
I mean, Trump has.
Globally.
Right, and then
Trump's
okay.
been about, like, you've
Let's also
had the
look into
apprentice
the
and everything,
future.
but
Let's look into the future. I think Trump will be seen as quite a historic US president, probably. Whether you agree with him or not, he probably will be looked back
Yeah.
at like there was that period of Trump time.
Well, yeah, he's like exactly like he's one of the most well-known names
But
in the whole.
you look back, how many footballers do we still talk? The ones that are a level above the rest, and so Pele, Maradona.
Messi, Ronaldo. That's like the big
yeah,
four,
but,
isn't it?
but
Really.
Trump will become
But
like
Messi and Ronaldo, their ability compared to everyone else, like you look at anyone now, is anyone gonna be as good as those two? Like currently, yeah, we don't know for exactly. Like we said, obviously Mbappe, no, he's not going to be as good.
No, Mohamed Salah on the other hand,
Okay.
I would put He's going to break Thierry Henry's 20 goals, 20 assists season. I think Mohamed Salah for Ballon d'Or. Ballon d'Or.
Not
You should be triple captain.
do the things that Ronaldo and Messi can do. No man can do the things that those two can do.
No, yeah, but I genuinely think Messi, as good as I
agree
think
with
Ronaldo.
you. I
mean,
agree.
we've paid to see Ronaldo in Portugal. Went to go. Well, we
No, it
paid
doesn't
to go see
really-
Ronaldo in Portugal.
Doesn't really
Yeah, I don't know.
add anything to your case there.
But you know, the star power of the figure,
Who would you rather want to meet in person?
Messi.
Yeah, same. But
I mean,
Well, you wouldn't be able to speak to him, but yeah.
yeah, I mean, Ronaldo speaks English.
I've
Messi
learned
doesn't really-
Spanish to talk to him.
No, but I can't remember my.
I just think Messi's. I've got a Messi shirt in that fucking wardrobe right there.
Yeah,
ain't got a Ronaldo one.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that was it. So those two are much better than anything we've got now, or looks like coming. We said maybe Lamine Yamal,
Yeah.
like because he can do some stuff that like almost looks like
Yeah, but
Messi could, like with the dribbling. Like there's
I think Lamine Yamal's a generational talent. I think he's going to dominate football for the next decade as long as he's managed properly.
yeah,
Yeah, well, I could.
we'll still be talking about Messi and
He
Ronaldo.
played like 100 games for Barcelona at the end.
Messi and Ronaldo will still be talked about in 100 years'
100
time.
career.
They will, but I think Trump
Will Trump-
Yeah, I think he will.
Yeah, of course,
I think
mate.
Trump probably. It won't be. But it'll
Other
be
than in
mate,
like
you look
looking
at,
back on
yeah,
history,
look at famous presidents. There's at least 5 that you can name. That
name 5 famous presidents.
Lincoln, Washington, Reagan,
Name their first names as well.
Abraham Lincoln,
Yeah, but then
George Washington, Ronald Reagan.
Okay. Now, 2 that aren't from since we were born, and so,
Hey, 2 that. So since we've been born,
since Obama,
since Obama,
none of them. You can't name them.
since Obama. So there's only been 2.
no, he means before.
three.
Before. Are you saying?
So, and including Obama, you can't name Obama. So now,
Are you saying before?
yeah,
Before
Trump and Biden's the only
No,
ones.
no, he's saying before.
yeah. So you can't
From the
name
age of birth
anything
to-
before.
to-
You can't name anything after Obama
Right.
and Obama.
Anything between
So
Obama
finish that
and
list then,
Obama.
if you can do it. And yeah, you're not American,
Harry
but we're
Truman.
talking about the whole world.
Harry Truman. Go. Not really.
Okay.
And Bush.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kennedy and Bush, both of
Right,
them.
okay, so George Washington, when was he about?
He was the first.
Yeah, what year was that?
1700.
Okay. Name me any.
I'll
do need. I'm going for this in a second, but I want to, leave on this.
People on them
Do you-
in the fucking podcast, they're going to hear when Ash needs a piss because he's going to start doing this and the mic's going to be making a noise.
Okay. Name me a famous athlete or somebody who played sports from 100 years ago.
Jesse Owens.
100 years ago, I couldn't.
Jesse Owens, not quite 100. It's about 90.
You can't.
Hey,
Exactly.
Jesse
and that's
Owens.
a president.
Yep.
President from what? How many?
300.
3 centuries.
Yeah, but sport has only been publicised.
Publicised.
No, it hasn't. Sports always been.
Yeah, you've been and watched it, but you didn't have famous sports people or not.
Well, yeah, because you wouldn't have the access globally.
Yeah. So that's irrelevant. Like Abraham Lincoln is written in history. But like, and he said 5 people from the last 100 years, but yeah, well, wait till you've been in the loo. So yeah, you said from I said name 5 famous presidents, and you named them, and that wasn't just over 100 years ago. That was the last 100 years. I think all but
Washington is the only one that's.
yeah, that wasn't in the last 100 years.
Lincoln. Ooh, when was he about? No, yeah, Lincoln was before. Lincoln was like. I want to say he was like 90, like right on the century term, but he also might have.
I don't know, to be honest. But
Can have a look. But I think Trump will be amongst the names of people that.
oh, he will be. That's not what we're arguing, though. We're arguing who is going to be the bigger name.
I think it has to be Trump.
We'll be watching we're going to be watching
Oh no, yeah, sorry, no, he was.
What is the word?
Mid 1800s compilations.
compilations of Messi and Ronaldo.
It's
A lot longer than you watch clips of Trump, aren't you?
a bit different because Trump doesn't have anything visually stimulant.
No, but what is Trump going to interest you once he's been and done?
Well, he's just a character, isn't he?
He's gonna be. Yeah, but he's gonna be.
Yeah, but once he's been and done, I think what makes him a character is so no one knows what he's going to do, and it's a bit different to.
Yeah, but you look at other famous people, like a lot of them. What have they done? And they're still relevant. What have they done?
Yeah, but are they
what's-
still alive?
Well, doesn't necessarily like even the presidents. Like you couldn't name necessarily what half of them had done.
I think in 100 years' time, if you don't care about sport, which a lot of people don't,
You won't care. You won't know.
you're still going to know who Donald Trump is,
Yeah.
probably. No, 100 years is like any
100 years, nothing.
like,
But here's
that's
something I
ridiculous.
think about.
No,
though.
that's like a big.
I think we're talking. You need to look at it as someone in some random country around the world.
yeah.
Well, this is the thing. So going back to Michael
doesn't-
Jackson, is I saw a post about this lady who had a relative who lived in like rural India, like no access. This is in the 90s, like no access to any. Well, obviously, no technology at all. Still know who Michael Jackson was.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This started from who's bigger, Ronaldo or Michael Jackson, didn't it?
Yeah.
Michael Jackson.
But
He's the goat. I was saying to Ben as well.
I feel like that lady would know Ronaldo. Would know the name Ronaldo.
Nah.
I think in 100
100%.
years' time, I think Michael Jackson's still going to be more recognisable than
mate.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
But I said this to him. I put this to him in the car. So Michael Jackson had a record of most Super Bowl viewers in 1991. Was only broken by 0.1 million.
Yeah, it was like
by Kendrick.
And imagine the people
In
that had-
1991.
Yeah, like every single.
Have you seen the performance of? He'd stood there on stage for 2 minutes doing nothing.
I saw. Have you seen the behind the scenes for it? It's like the guy
Yeah,
talking
he's-
about like how he's like
yeah,
paying
yeah,
for the,
yeah.
yeah.
And he waits for him to take his glasses off, and he's thinking, right, I need to get on with this. But because Michael Jackson told me, don't do it until take my glasses off.
Oh, right,
The whole
okay.
performance was delayed by like 2 minutes.
Yeah, because he literally just stands there on stage for 2 minutes doing
just
nothing.
taking it in.
Yeah, literally just not even taking it in. He's not even looking around. He literally just like stood doing nothing. But the crowd was still going wild for 2 minutes.
And look at Kendrick. Well, what did they do? It was the crowd was shit until he went A minor, and that was literally all they did.
But also, what the guy said in the video was the fact that that was the first time that the halftime show had more viewers than the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Like, that's crazy. Like, what they used to have was just marching bands.
music transcends
It
sport.
does.
Let's be honest.
So does palms.
That is true. That is true. Do you not think music's bigger than sport?
Music is so much bigger than sport. Music has longevity.
I
Sport
don't
does.
know.
No, sport doesn't.
There are
longevity.
people.
There's always been sport. There's
There are
always been
people
music.
who
but
do not
music's
listen
bigger.
to music.
Yeah, but
There's also
Music's music's
people
more
that don't watch
culturally
sport than
culturally combining than, or it's more. You can get more people together for music than it speaks to more people than sport
music-
does.
What's the
Music's
biggest
bigger than
live
sport.
event ever?
Band Aid.
Probably.
Queen.
Band Aid.
Yeah, that's true. Actually.
Well, in terms of viewership,
No, well, are you talking in person or?
in person it was
Or what's the American festival?
Woodstock.
Yeah, wasn't there was a like,
There was one, but
it was like a fucking
I can't remember who played it, but they had like 1 million in the crowd.
yeah, it was like a
Million.
Nirvana AC/DC.
No, it was before that. It was in like the 80s,
Oh
70s, 80s. I can't remember who played it.
Million.
no,
people.
sorry, DMX. What was that? What was the festival he did? It was that
Don't know.
Who the fuck is DMX?
X gonna give it to you.
Okay.
But that festival he was like an early act, I think. But it was like that festival was like the biggest. Well, there was like one in Russia, wasn't there? That was like huge. So
Okay, yeah. So, do you think more people attend sports events or attend music events?
music events, especially if you compare the highest attendance for like a sports event and a music event, it'd be. Oh, let's get that up now.
Yeah, but so-
because
Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, Jean-Michel Jarre, 1997 concert in Moscow.
Yeah,
concert in Moscow had 3.5 million people in attendance.
They were
There's-
at a gunpoint and then
but there's not a single stadium that's gone over what, let's say 150,000 to be generous.
yeah,
3.5
But
million.
you think, let's say they made a 500,000 person stadium, massive,
Massive.
and they put the World Cup final on there, and it's in a very
Well, yeah, people would come.
You
but
think that wouldn't fill?
it would?
Yeah,
fill.
it would, but
Well,
then
see, it would
again,
fill.
you're 7 times off of that one, of the attendance of that. I don't think you'd fill out a football stadium of 3.5 million people.
I don't know.
It depends if you're selling the tickets for £5. Yeah, if you're selling the tickets for say 30 quid. Potentially not.
No, I think you would.
I think you would. It's so hard to compare. Like,
3.
I'm not saying it's not a big event. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it just doesn't have as importance.
I mean, you wouldn't be able to fit. That's not physically possible at the moment. You wouldn't be able to fill a stadium.
No,
well, you wouldn't. And
it wouldn't
I
be the
mean,
infrastructure in the city either.
that's like, yeah. I mean,
But hypothetically,
But that's exactly that. But how can you not think music's bigger than sport?
I'm not necessarily. I'm not
because he listens to the
necessarily-
top 40 every month. Doesn't he?
No, I don't.
Panda. Yeah. I'm gonna let's play October
We're
playlist.
talking about 6 years ago now.
Just speaks to me, mate. Just speaks to me.
No, actually, I think it's even longer than that. But
8 years ago.
no, I'm not necessarily disagreeing with you. I'm just
You're being devil's advocate.
devil's advocate. But I think they are a lot more impactful on both sport, well, on culture, on everything. Like they are massively influential to society and culture and everything. Both of them are.
Who Messi and Ronaldo?
No, sport and
Just doesn't matter as much, though. Tell me a goal in the last 20 years that is anywhere near the hand of God. You thought you were even thinking.
Well, I mean,
It doesn't come to mind straight away.
First thing that came to my mind, unfortunately, Gareth Bale's overhead kick against Liverpool in the Champions League final. That was just ridiculous.
But it's just not even at the same level.
So what
No,
were you
yeah.
originally saying? What?
About what
No,
point?
like before you just said that.
I'm saying I think that I'm not saying they're not still big events that draw big viewers. They're just not as important. They don't live on as long as.
Okay, so do you think
Other
people get
things.
more emotional from music or from
Right, okay.
Does that relate?
or
But
from
no,
sport?
100% music, yeah.
negative and positive? When your team win and when your team lose.
Yeah, but I think that's childish.
Yeah, that is true. That is true, but that's a different
that-
rate.
I think
that's a
the
different
fact
range
that
of
people,
emotions.
the fact that people take the sport that seriously.
You're
I'm
not
like,
just angry listening to music, are you? Or, like,
People
frustrated,
do listen
really.
to angry songs that are supposed to do
Yeah,
that.
but you're not going
yeah,
to.
I think
you're relief.
music exactly.
Right, okay, let's go back to what day is it today? Saturday. Let's go back to Wednesday night against Aston Villa away from home. Dominic Szoboszlai, perfectly weighted pass across the box to Darwin Núñez, misses the open goal to put us 3-2 up. I was fucking fuming.
Yeah.
How are you Liverpool's number 9 and you're not putting that away? No song has ever made me feel an emotion of that sort of frustration.
So you said it's not as important.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's a different range of emotions.
Yeah, but
And then we're going to feel frustration.
yeah,
like
but
that
he's
level of
also
frustration.
he's not going to care about that in 3 weeks. Well, maybe in 3
Well,
weeks.
I've already
he's
yeah.
not-
Like, when we smash City on tomorrow, it's
We're not here to talk about Liverpool.
That goal, that was not a goal. That a nearly goal.
And
but that emotion's never going to be provoked by that. Him me watching that clip. The exact emotion is not going to be provoked.
Yeah,
again.
I just thought like
By listening to
who
a
are
song, the exact emotion can be repeated.
Yeah, I mean,
multiple times.
yeah, I was about to agree. Like, obviously, people have their wedding songs, and every time that comes on, funeral songs as well. Like, my mum's got a song whenever she hears that.
Yeah, true.
Not gonna say. No, it's Oh, what's it called?
How much food?
My mum's funeral song is.
Yeah. Anyways, like, yeah, I agree with that point. Like, probably if you saw that event in football again, you wouldn't feel the same emotion.
I've seen it many times. I still feel the same.
What about if you
every time he does it?
watch England win the World Cup, you're there in person, and then a few years later,
This could be picking up.
a few years later or 20 years later, like, you're looking at a photo from that you took that day. Are you not going to feel?
Well, yeah, it's gonna make you feel
nostalgia
nostalgic, yeah.
and
That's true.
emotion of that day of your country winning the World Cup. My point is, that didn't really matter in the grand scheme. If Liverpool still win the league, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme.
after West Ham's 1-0 win today. Come on, you Redmen.
If you if Liverpool win the league and you're there at the final game,
Which I am.
is that going to be your first ever time?
Yeah, and then what Virgil van Dijk?
Are you not
throw
going to reminisce about that probably for the rest of your life?
That
Especially
is
if you
true,
never
but
saw it again.
I might also be able to sell the
he might
sell the
not.
ticket for about 15 grand, based on Like that's what Wolves think.
Mate, that'll get you out of red.
So would you sell that for 15 grand to miss on that opportunity?
Yeah, but it would take.
How much money?
Well,
See,
considering how much
it's going to be repeated.
Yeah.
It will happen again.
Well, I don't know.
You don't know that.
It will.
Not
Not when he
not
can
in my
see it.
lifetime. Yeah.
Like I was at the Euros final when we had it in Wembley.
But yeah, that's a bit different though, because that's only happens every 4 years, and it's England. Whereas Liverpool winning a league will happen again in your lifetime.
Not necessarily.
Most likely, it will.
Yeah, okay, that's it. Is a point. But how much money would you get paid to not listen to a song ever again?
But no,
Well, it
because
depends what song mates with.
Yeah, your favourite song. What's your favourite song?
Mayonnaise by Smashing Pumpkins.
Is that yours?
No, you're.
Milk and Honey by
Milk
The
and
Piles.
Oh, mate, you could not pay me any money to never. Well, I don't listen to the song. I create the song. Hey?
Just answer my question though. What?
Favorite song of all time.
My favourite song. Well, probably not a lot to be honest. Like, or what? Yeah, but it depends. Like, if I know that the song did exist, but I could never listen to it again, I can recreate it, or it just never existed.
No, you
'Cause
can
then-
never. That song's just wiped.
Well, it doesn't
Like,
matter, does it? I don't care.
No. You can't hit. Well, okay, you can't hear it or recreate.
You can
Yeah,
never
but
hear it.
I have knowledge that it did once exist.
Yeah, you know of it, but you can't ever listen to it again.
How
I
much
don't know. I
money
think
would you
it's
say?
not a very good example at the moment because I don't have the song in
You
mind.
can't ever listen to your favorite Oasis tune.
Oh,
You can never
no.
listen to Oasis at all.
What the
no,
hell?
that's different. That's
I don't-
different.
I wouldn't be the same person.
Okay, whatever your favourite song is, you can never listen to it.
Yeah.
Even though you don't have a song right
Yeah, but this is the thing though, because I don't have like a. Right, okay, so we'll say for example, "Live Forever," because that's just like a. It's not currently my favorite song, but it's just a.
It's
a
So
tune.
it's in the top
yeah,
5.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's not even necessarily, but it's just a good bloody song.
Right, all right.
Yeah, quite a lot of money, I'd say. I don't know.
Surprise.
A grand?
Nah, more than that.
Tom.
Nah, more.
15?
10 grand.
That's what you can earn, mate. You earn that in less than half a year.
But I feel like I love it. And I feel like if I was to give up my favourite song, I love enough music as similar.
No, I know,
level.
but you don't. There's some music that just makes you like.
Okay, yeah, I get what you mean. 10 grand, no.
Yeah, but that's nothing, mate. 10 grand's nothing in the grand scheme of things.
I
Again,
don't know.
you make that in 10 grand on minimum wage. You make that in less than
That's true.
in about less than 6 months.
But at the moment,
Less than
I'm
4 months.
dreaming
About 4
to be paid minimum wage at the moment.
Yeah,
that's a dream.
Wait till the podcast starts, Matt.
I actually think it. I think like round numbers, even a million. You're stupid if you're not even 100k. You're stupid if you're not taking 100k.
Of course not. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a silly question.
Yeah, it's a bit of a silly question.
I mean, they're both.
Why would you ask it?
Because we're trying to come to the
I
conclusion
know.
of who's more famous, Messi or
Oh, are we going back?
Ronaldo or Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson is.
Yeah, it's Michael
is-
Jackson.
I think that's not even like a subjective like that's an
Who would they,
objective
who would
answer.
they likely do a documentary on again?
Michael Jackson.
MJ.
Excluding the whole kiddie thing. Just a
Yeah, but
documentary on his career.
Ronaldo's got like a rape case in America. He's allowed to return.
Doesn't need to be brought up.
No, it does. He's talking about the kids thing. I'm talking like Ronaldo is controversial.
Yeah,
as well.
my point was like, who would write a documentary on Michael Jackson, but like a good?
There's more to
good
be.
light.
There's more to be said about Michael Jackson than there is Ronaldo.
Let's think. Yeah, think of how many documentaries have been made about Michael Jackson. Think how many documentaries have been made about Ronaldo.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose there's only so much
Don't
you
kick
can
the
talk
ball.
about a guy who just works really hard and is good at football, but yeah, no, okay, I think I agree. Probably is Michael Jackson, but okay, so we got our decision there. Everyone, Michael
Michael Jackson is
Jackson
bigger than Ronaldo. Yeah,
So then-
100%.
What about?
Even still, and that's like when did Michael Jackson die? Like early, like
2009.
2009.
Yeah, what about who's
Ronaldo,
most
too.
famous now? Then
Trump.
Currently in the world,
it's not Trump.
It also might be Ronaldo, but
There'll be people in our country who maybe know the name Trump, but
no, there's
I know there'll be people who don't even know the name.
no,
No, there
I
has
don't
to
know that, mate.
You don't.
they
will
don't
100%.
know the name Trump.
Yeah, I 100% think there will be people.
You also have to.
There'll be people in our country who don't know the name of our own prime minister.
They don't deserve to be in the...
I think if you went around the whole of the UK and said, "What's the name of our Prime Minister and what's the name of the
They'd
United
probably make
States
Trump more.
President," I think Trump would come up.
They would. I probably agree, but it's politics. Like, that is, for most people, so distant. Like, the last thing they really think about.
Yeah, but Trump was also a celebrity before. Let's not forget. Like, he wasn't as Trump's like a character as well. Like Keir Starmer's not like he's going to be forgotten within a few years' time. Trump is not going to be
Unless he does anything good, but.
Or bad.
But even if you did,
Yeah,
like,
I mean, yeah, we're not
he's
comparing
a celebrity. Trump's a celebrity. Like,
Yeah,
even if
we are. We're not comparing Trump to Keir Starmer, though. Trump's more famous than Keir Starmer, but is he the most famous man in the world? What about Putin?
oh yeah, I just said that maybe Putin.
He's on a similar level.
I still think Trump's probably more famous than Putin.
I think you're. I don't think it would be any political figure the most famous person in the world. If you go to every country in the world and ask them, like, who do they, or yeah, if you just wrote a list of 100 most famous people, if you could whittle it down to that, or and you got them to tick through and who they've heard of,
Who's number one?
probably I don't think it'd be Trump. What are you doing?
Who
at
do you
this camera.
think it would be?
Let the people know. I'm about, man.
Oh, I think Ronaldo is a shout.
You think it placed number one most famous person in the world?
Who would it be? Is there any musician that's big enough to be the biggest in the world that's alive
Liam
today?
Gallagher.
Weirdly enough, like the biggest
Yeah, but
musician.
in Oasis-
Jam taking
Do you know who the biggest musician on Spotify is at the moment? Like the
I
most monthly
don't.
listeners?
It changes all the time. It's not Billie Eilish. It's not The Weeknd.
But like by some mile. This.
Who is it?
Yeah.
Do you know who?
No.
Could you guess?
No.
No.
Give us like some random names who you think.
Billie Eilish. It's not Billie Eilish. It's not Taylor Swift. It's not Sabrina Carpenter.
No.
It's not The Weeknd.
I've got no idea.
Bruno Mars is on
Oh,
125 million monthly.
That's not that far ahead of the other person.
But no, I think Kendrick Lamar's the second on 100 mil, so he's like
Yeah.
25 mil.
Oh, is it? Okay, fair enough.
I
I didn't
think
realise Kendrick Lamar was so big. I do not think Kendrick Lamar.
that's what I mean. Like
If
Bruno,
you ask your grandma, does she even know the name?
but how is Bruno Mars the biggest artist in the world at the moment?
I'd say he's got
crazy.
more name
NPC
recognition
music.
than Kendrick
Actually,
Lamar.
Bruno Mars isn't NPC music.
Hey,
But
think how many collabs?
It-
How many collabs are like
it's
Bruno
like American
Mars
Ed
as well?
Sheeran. And
because no one's saying who's your favourite artist. The Weeknd. You're not saying it.
you're not saying Bruno Mars, are you?
I think some people would, but yeah. So to wrap up, folks, people, the viewers,
We don't know who the most famous person in the world is. But
Currently.
that wasn't the
how interesting, eh?
start.
How
of the
interesting.
conversation.
We believe that censorship should make its way into social media
And IDs.
and IDs on social media,
but you've
and
got, like,
that Michael Jackson is
I
bigger
feel like
than
censorship.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
When you say censorship on social
We ain't
media,
dragging
people
this.
don't think of like submitting your ID to make an account. They think like
No, but that's what
your words should
they
be
were two
monitored.
separate points.
They're kind of connected.
They,
but-
they are very connected.
They are, but you can have censorship without IDs.
Right. Anyway,
And
we will continue this
IDs
conversation off
censorship.
camera.
Anyway, yeah.
See you next week.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.